mostly with characters where you have a reference point, it's easier to lock the look. But here we're talking about unsung heroes behind the scenes. It was just written chocolate boy, chocolate boy, chocolate boy. So every actor wants to do something different. Yeah, I've always been doing that, so it's nice. But with OTT, I think the layering to the characters is much more. And whatever little I've done on OTT, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a script. When it came to me, I think we all know about this series of events that happened at that point of time, and it's very fresh in our minds, and we all only know whatever we saw on the news channels and we read in the newspapers and everything like that. But with this, I mean, this script was an eye-opener as to what was happening behind the scenes when all this happened, and these people who will always remain behind the scene, they win a war for you and they save so many lives and everything. They're unsung heroes. Nobody has ever seen their faces. Nobody knows their names and stuff like that. And so just reading about all that and how it happened, I think that was an eye-opener, and it feels great to be a part of something like this because it's big. I think it's always been the same. I think the script is the most important thing. When a script comes to you, you read it, you like the story, or you feel that the story is something very new, something very interesting, or the character is something that you would want to do, or sometimes it's the setup which you feel is really nice and you would want to be a part of it. There could be so many reasons, but the primary reason always remains the script and the story. No, I feel the peak is yet to come. Just think we've had our own little lows in personal life and this, that and all, whatever. But the peak is definitely yet to come. We try to make every character different, and we try to make every character different from what we've done before, and it's also the experience of so many years of doing things in a very different way, picking up films with new directors because you see something in their script or you see something in that director and you feel that this guy is going to, become a very big director one day, whatever. So I think there could be so many reasons. But yes, I mean, today when you approach a character, it does have 27 years of experience as an actor, and the power to imagine what level you can probably go to is far more today because of your experience. I just believe in one thing, life is not easy. I just believe in one thing, that मुश्किल है तभी तो जिंदगी है, हसीन होती तो ख्वाब ना होती. I just have these things in my head and I just move on because it's not the end of the world. I mean, you move on no matter how big the loss is and whatever it is, but you got to move on. That's what life is all about. And बिल्कुल होता है यार. You get typecast because sometimes what you're doing is in 1.5 years you're doing so many films. बीच में कुछ दोस्तों की आ जाती हैं यार ये 4 सीने कर देना, कोई वैसे कोई फिल्म आ जाती है, you like it and you say चलो यार I've got these 4-5 days, this setup is looking really nice, I'll do it. So you do all those things and suddenly what happens is with some kind of bad timing or whatever, all those 4-5 release together back to back.
Yeah.
And then everyone starts to feel that, oh, this guy is only doing supporting roles and all that, whatever. Until your other films come out, which could even take 6 months or something like that, where you are one of the main protagonists and everything like that, then that thinking remains over there. But then that's the fun of films here, I think. मैं सोचता नहीं हूँ यार. I mean, you do feel hurt at that point in time when you've signed something and something else was written in the script, and finally when you go to shoot for that film, you see a whole lot of compromises happening in terms of production, in terms of a whole lot of other things and everything. But then you say that, boss, finally my face is going to come in front of the screen and people are going to say that this guy is looking disinterested, which I feel that when I'm committed to a project, I'm not supposed to do. So let me just do it to the best of my ability, and being honest, nobody is going to see what was happening at the back of your mind, how upset you were or how sad you were. What they're going to see is what you're doing on screen. So you have to be very honest and sincere about what you're doing, and that's what I do when I move on. Then I don't think about it. No, I think mindset remains the same. You get a script, you read it, you like the character, then you start sitting with the director and the writers, and the discussions start as to how they are looking at it, because it's their film. The director's going to direct it, the writer's written it, and they have certain things in their mind that this is how I'm going to make it look, or this is how I'm going to project him, or whatever. You start working on the look. So the process is basically been the same since that time to now. Sometimes it takes a lot more time, like in terms of Ranneeti, it's like we tried so many looks with beard, with stubble, with this, with that and all, till we finally, locked this one. So it was so many weeks of trying different kind of looks, because mostly with characters where you have a reference point, it's easier to lock the look. But here we're talking about unsung heroes, behind the scenes kind of a situation, and where you don't really have a reference point in terms of some character like this, which is behind the scenes. So you have to make it look realistic and everything. So sometimes it does take time, but I'm glad that finally we came up with this look. And I wish I did. I didn't have anybody to guide me at all at any point in my life. I think every decision that was taken by me, by following my heart. So I have nobody to blame. If things have gone wrong, it's been my fault. If they've gone right, it's been to my credit. Backup plans are there, but I think when we came in over here, it was a new world altogether. So I think it took a lot of time to adjust to these surroundings and everything. And yes, insecurities were always there. What if nothing happens? What if it doesn't work out? So where am I gonna start? But I guess once I was here and I started doing my acting classes and everything, is when I decided that if not into acting, I'll probably become an assistant director, get into direction, get into production. But this is the industry where I want to be, because I liked it. Firstly, there's a sense of pride when you're doing something like this, because you are playing a part in something that is so fresh in everyone's minds right now. But the pressure is there because you're dealing with something which is based on true events. And a bigger challenge is there because you don't have a reference point for your character. If you were playing a soldier out in the field, there would be so many reference points that you could, look at. But with somebody who's behind the scenes, there's a lot of effort that goes into, trying to give him the mannerisms and all those things, which I feel our director did it so nicely, the writers did it so nicely. The journey was nice. I think there was one point where everything, everywhere, it was just written chocolate boy, chocolate boy, chocolate boy. So every actor wants to do something different, and I also just felt that I was getting typecast in the same kind of a scenario, just song and dance and the same kind of easy breezy films, though I love those films. But then consciously I tried to make an effort to catch hold of films like Hasil and Munna Bhai MBBS and all these films where I felt that there was a lot more to do as an actor than the usual normal rom-com kind of things that we were doing. And I think that was the turning point. That at that point you do feel insecure when people say, are you mad, you're doing solo films, you're doing 2 hero projects, why are you getting into this supporting role scenario in this thing? And I would probably sometimes think about it and say, am I really doing the correct thing? And are you sure that this is going to work out? But now when I look back at it, I feel I'm so glad that I made those decisions. Yeah.